I used to love how she laughed at my jokes, this unguarded, rich sound that made me feel like the most charming man on the planet. Lana had that effect on people. She made you feel seen, even when she was half listening. Maybe that's why so many people adored her, including the man who would help unravel everything we'd built. Our relationship had always been a little unorthodox. We met at a music festival, me, a sound engineer for one of the smaller stages, and her, a marketing assistant for the radio station sponsoring the event. She had the kind of energy that made you forget your surroundings. It was whirlwind fast. Within a year, we were married. For the first few years, we were solid. Not perfect, but happy in that we fight about laundry but make up over pizza kind of way. Lana had worked her way up at the station, first producing, then hosting her own afternoon show, The Lana Hour. Cheesy name, sure, but it suited her. She played indie tracks and did this thing where she'd take live calls from listeners, giving advice on everything from dating to what kind of dog someone should adopt. Then came the shift. She started working more nights, creative strategy meetings, she said. She claimed the station was evolving, trying to attract a younger demographic. I was happy for her, genuinely. She'd worked hard. But something was off. Her laughter around me felt thinner, practiced. She was always tired, always distracted. I started finding reasons to swing by the station unannounced, mostly to feel connected again. That's when I met him. Derek Sloan. He was her co-host during a trial run of a new live night show. Smooth voice, all confidence, and way too eager to shake my hand. He looked at me like I was interrupting something. Lana never mentioned he'd been added to her show. And when I asked, she brushed it off with a, "He's harmless. Total radio nerd. You'd like him." I didn't. Things snowballed after that. The studio doors started locking from the inside. She took calls in hushed tones, slipping out to answer texts. Then there was the night of the station's annual fundraiser broadcast. A 12-hour on-air marathon. She begged me not to come. Claimed it was just chaos and I'd be bored. But I came anyway. She didn't know I was listening from the production booth when the segment started, the one they called Late Confessions. The idea was simple: anonymous callers, real stories. Drama, secrets, and relationship woes. That night, she invited listeners to share their most scandalous romantic encounters. And then came caller 9. It took me a few seconds to realize what I was hearing. Lana was laughing in that low, flirty way I hadn't heard in months. Derek was egging her on, voice silky smooth. "Caller 9, you're on," Derek said. "Tell us something spicy." The voice on the line was disguised, digitally altered, robotic almost. But what she said made the hair on my arms stand up. "Well, I guess it's time I confessed. My husband has no idea I've been sleeping with someone else. Someone I work with, someone who sits just a few inches away from me every night." Lana giggled. "Wow, risky. Sounds like you two have some late-night chemistry." "Oh, definitely. Sometimes, right here in the studio," the voice said. The laughter continued. Derek chuckled. "Well, this show just got interesting." I knew. The voice was altered, sure, but I knew. The pacing, the nervous laugh, the casual confidence behind every word. It was her. My wife. Live. On air. Confessing. And laughing with him. I left the booth quietly, the same way I had entered. My mind went numb, white noise replacing every coherent thought. In my car, I didn't start the engine. I just sat there. Lana's voice echoing in my head, flirting through the airwaves, bearing our broken vows to thousands of listeners. I didn't cry. Not then. The only thing I could think was how easy it had been for her to turn our life into someone's late-night entertainment. And I knew then that something inside me had shifted. Permanently. I didn't say anything that night when Lana came home. I watched her enter the house, eyes bright, riding the high of another show well done. She kissed me lightly, like it was just another evening. Her makeup was still fresh, but I could see the subtle flush in her cheeks: excitement, adrenaline, guilt? I couldn't tell anymore. You were listening tonight, right? She asked, kicking off her heels like nothing had happened. Yeah, I said, keeping my voice flat. I caught some of it. She smiled. Crazy how open people can be on the phone. That last caller was wild, huh? I nodded, watching her carefully. Yeah, real wild. She didn't flinch. Not a flicker of recognition in her eyes. She was either a masterful liar or had convinced herself so completely that she didn't think she'd ever be caught. Or worse, she didn't think I'd care. Over the next few days, I played the part. The supportive husband. The everything's fine guy. Meanwhile, I clipped the audio from the show, scrubbed the filters off the voice using tools I'd picked up from my sound engineering days. Bit by bit, the disguise crumbled. By the end of the week, I had a clean version. Her voice. Clear as day. Describing in detail how she and her co-host had made the studio their secret playground. I started thinking about what I wanted. Revenge? Divorce? A dramatic confrontation? No. That's not how I work. I wanted the truth to be undeniable to her, to him, and to the people who thought they knew her. So I waited. I waited for her next live broadcast. Friday night. The station's most listened to slot. Lana and Derek Unfiltered. This time, I brought my own audio. I had called in earlier that day under a fake name, pretending to be a regular listener with a great story to share. The producer loved it. Said I'd be caller 7. That would give me just enough time to set the stage. So when the call came, caller 7, you're on, I cleared my throat and put the plan in motion. Hey, Lana. Hey, Derek. Longtime fan, first-time caller. I've got a confession that might sound familiar. I heard Lana giggle through the radio, the same way she had for him. Oh yeah? Hit us with it. I played the audio I had cleaned up, her voice, confessing the affair, word for word. I let it play for 10 full seconds before I cut back in. Sound familiar, Lana? Because it should. It's you. Your voice. And that secret lover you're laughing about with right now? That's him. Sitting 2 feet away from you. The silence that followed was delicious. Deafening. Lana? Derek's voice cracked just slightly. What the hell is this? There was fumbling in the studio. Some mic clatter. Maybe Lana trying to cut the feed. But it was too late. Thousands were listening. That was your wife, folks, I continued. Live on air, boasting about cheating on her husband with the man who's now choking on his coffee. Real classy. Hope the ratings were worth it. Then I hung up. Later, I learned the station went to a sudden commercial break. The call had been dumped midway, but it didn't matter. The damage was done. Social media exploded within minutes. People recorded the broadcast, shared it, dissected it. It didn't take long before the station issued a statement about evaluating the integrity of on-air content. I didn't stay to see how it all played out. I moved out the next morning, my suitcase packed before the sun was up. I left her a copy of the audio file on a flash drive, along with a note, in case you ever forget what you sound like when you lie. She called me. Once. I didn't answer. The divorce papers were delivered a week later. Sometimes I wonder what she tells people now. How she spins it. Maybe she says I was jealous. Controlling. Maybe she doesn't talk about it at all. But I don't need her version. I have the truth. And for once, she heard it loud and clear. Right there, on the airwaves she loved so much.